Excuse me. Would you be alright if I took a photo here?
Yeah, Alyssa, can you take a photo? Sorry?
Do you mind if I take a photo here? It's really nice. Welcome back everyone for a street POV video. Got the Fuji X100V and I thought I'd take it for a little spin on a rainy day around Kensington High Street, just selling off my Fuji GS 645S. Remember when we didn't have to queue up for the post office? Today's video is going to be pretty chilled, pretty laid back. I thought I'd just show you guys how I get my street photography photos. You know, if you follow my Instagram at Zain photo, you'll know that it's pretty much become a street photography account. Yeah, so I thought, these videos are generally the best way for me to show you how I get the shots I get. When you get your camera out and start taking photos and people don't flinch, they don't care, take advantage of that. Take as many photos as you want, get the shot, take your time. And for those of you wondering, I am shooting completely in manual. I use single point autofocus with face detect on. I find that this gives me, the most success in terms of hitting and nailing focus. I just sort of point the camera in the general direction, frame up as well as I can, half press it, and most of the time it finds the face and nails focus. Same again here. This gentleman here, everyone around me doesn't really care. I've got my camera, so I just take a step in, keep taking photos. One of my biggest early mistakes with street photography was not really making the most of the fact that most people don't really mind when you've got your camera out. So, I thought I had to be quick and stealthy and rush the process. And as a result of me trying to get the photo really quickly, trying to be in and out as fast as possible, is that I would always have blurry photos, underexposed photos, badly composed photos. Of course, there are going to be plenty of situations where you just got to be quick and just hit that shutter. Focus, composition is kind of secondary, but most of the time, even in street photography, you can take your time, make the most of just taking it easy, work the scene, as they say. Another thing I've learned about street photography is that people will match your energy. So if you feel nervous, look unsure, then they in turn will feel the same. Of course, it's a lot easier said than done. Of course, it takes time, but I'm saying there's really not much to be worried about. If you want to get those close-up, intimate shots of people, then just go for it. So here's another perfect example of what I mean of working the scene and easing yourself into the situation. As you can see here, this little family, they don't mind I'm there, so I'm going to make the most of that. I take multiple shots, I take a step in pretty much after every shot I take, because this kid here, he's really animated. He's pointing at the swan, he's crouching down to get a bit of view of the swan. So I want to capture that, and I take a step in because I want to fill them in the, you know, in the entire frame. At that point, I was about ready to stop filming, but I'm glad I didn't, because I caught this funny moment of this woman negotiating in the puddle on camera. Excuse me, would you be alright if I took a photo here?
Yeah, listen, can you take a photo?
Do you mind if I take a photo here? It's really nice. Is that okay? Sorry, it's just really nice. I don't mind you being in there, it's okay. You just do your thing. Thank you so much. Cheers. Yeah guys, so that was a video. I hope you enjoyed that. You know, as with all of these sort of street POV videos, I always try to give you guys like a behind the scenes of how I get my street photography images. You know, if you follow my Instagram at Zain Photo, yeah, I post basically, that's kind of what my photo account has become, sort of street photography account mostly. And for me, there's just something about street photography that for me at the moment is just what I want to do. You know, it's about, one, it's just so much easier to do than, you know, than organizing like a, you know, sort of model portrait shoot. I just can't be bothered, to be honest. I mean, I do enjoy them. I love the images I get from them, but it's just like the prep, the admin side of it. I absolutely hate sort of organizing a shoot. I just love the fact that you can just create scenes, and there's just so much activity. There's so many interesting figures, interesting moments, always when it comes to street photography. And like that route that I do, the route that you see, that you just saw, I've done that I think over this pandemic at least 100 times. I'm not even joking. I'm honestly not even joking. At least since I'm doing the same route over and over again, they all sort of connect and tie in with each other, because, you know, they're a similar setting, similar type of people, but at the same time you're getting different moments. and I love that. I want you guys to also maybe get some tips, so maybe some things that, you know, might help you sort of get more comfortable in taking your own street photography photos. I'm trying to keep myself in the light. You know, I know some people who just feel uncomfortable having their camera out and sort of getting close to their subjects, and yes, of course, it's always intimidating at first. I think the best thing to do is just honestly just to do it and just sort of brace yourself for the impact, because 90% of the time most people just don't really mind. If you just generally ease yourself into the scene, generally ease yourself into like into their sort of personal space. Obviously I'm maintaining social distancing, but like, do you know what I mean? Like, if you just ease yourself into the situation and just let yourself, like, you know, it's like getting to like a hot tub. You know, you ease yourself in, and once you're there, everyone gets comfortable. It's all cool. It's a bit of a weird analogy, but you get what I mean. And that's something I've worked really hard on over like the past maybe year or so. It's just to ease yourself into the situation. Don't just jump into there. Don't start at anyone. Just ease yourself in there. And once you're there, you know, take advantage of it. You know, snap away. You know, you see that when I did that at the bus stop. I did that with that older gentleman. You just sense that people are fine with you there. And when you're there, take as many photos as you want. Like, don't just take one and then go. Take a few. Take 4 or 5 shots. And likewise, when you ask for permission, you know, like at the very end, that particular house, you know, that garage, I've walked past it many times, and I've always wanted to get a photo of, you know, all the flowers in there. I think she's like a florist, obviously, and she sort of sells out of a garage. I've always been too nervous to ask, you know, can I take a photo of the inside of your house, essentially. I always thought that was such a weird thing. It just so happened that they were working out of the garage, and, you know, the garage door was open. So yeah, you know, I just went for it. I just went, you know, I asked really politely to say, hey, can I just get a photo? And I always find that the vaguer and the simpler, the shorter your reason when they ask you for a photo, the better. Like, I try to give as little detail. I just say, can I get a photo? And that's it. You know, if they ask for a reason, I just say, like, I just keep it really short, really simple. When asking for permission, I find that what works best is just to make it really short, really simple. You don't overload people with information. Just say, I would just really like to get a photo, and most of the time that's enough. And if they ask for a reason, make it even shorter. So when they gave me permission, you know, again, take advantage of that. Don't just take one and go. As you can see, I took 4 or 5. You know, and yeah, don't be afraid to direct them as well. That's another thing that I've made mistakes in the past. I'll ask for permission, and then I won't be, you know, I'll be quite, you know, underwhelmed with the photo, because, you know, if I just asked them to do one thing, if I just asked them to sort of lift a hand up, if I just asked them just to step to the side just a bit, then it would have made for a much more compelling photo. Likewise here, like when the girl stepped out of the frame, that wasn't the point of the photo. I wanted her to be in the frame. I wanted to have her, you know, framed by the door. I wanted her, you know, doing what she was doing anyway, because that was the scene I wanted to get. You know, so it's so simple, but just asking, hey, you know, I wanted you to do what you were doing. That's what I wanted, you know, just little things like that. So I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys enjoyed the photos. Sorry guys, I didn't realize I was so underexposed for all that. I know some of you are gonna ask me, I used Fuji X Weekly's Portrait 160 recipe as the base, and then I added a Lightroom preset that I made, and interestingly enough, the preset that I use is one that I usually use to color correct my Color Plus 200. Sometimes I get color shifts with Color Plus, and it turned out really nice, I think. So yeah, anyways guys, that's the video. Hope you enjoyed that. Plenty more videos to come. As always, weekly videos. Subscribe if you have not already. Follow me on Instagram at Zain Photo. And as always, keep learning, keep shooting. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.